Hello everyone, bonjour à tous, and I'm Jaelin, your Tuesday, back for another video. Here on the Transgender Project, this week's theme is coming out stories, and I want mine to be a lot more airy and comical, if you will, because a lot of the members of the Transgender Project, their stories are a little bit heavier and a little bit more of a touchy subject. So I want to keep my transition story as light as possible and very airy. Maybe even a little bit of comedy here and there. But yeah, I just want there to be like some sort of comical element, so that way it's not so dark and heavy, if you will. But the first question: who did you come out to first? I came out to my good friend Marina. We were living in the same apartment complex, and we were in the laundry room because I was helping her do laundry. And um, I kind of crumbled and fell and kind of started crying. It was very, very over dramatic, really. I think because I was just crying all over my clothes, all over my clean clothes that I, mind you. And she's like, "Sweetheart, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "There's just so many boy clothes here, and I don't think I should be wearing them. I don't think I'm a boy." And she's like, "Oh dear, oh sweetheart, I completely understand. There, sweetheart. You have options. I want you to know that you have resources. So that way you don't need to be afraid. You can be comfortable with who you are. There are people you can talk to." And from that point on, it was just full steam ahead, really. Um, and that's all she wrote, really. Do your friends and family approve? I mean, it depends on who you talk to. Um, there are people who accept, who tolerate it but don't accept it. And there are people who accept it and don't really understand, but they try. And there are people who accept and understand. And um, my family and my friends run the gamut of those options, really. And, some of them I would like them to accept and understand a little bit more, but I can't force that on people. So most of the time, I, just try and bring awareness and understanding and tell people, hey, I'm the same person on the inside. I'm just presenting a little differently. Um, are you out to your job? I'm a freelance writer and tutor, so a lot of all my transactions really um, are cash based. So there's really no need for my identifying documents. I'll give them referrals, but their referrals are from people that know that I'm transgender, and they just know that when someone asks for a referral about me, they'll ask, "Oh, is Jaelin a good tutor, or is she a good writer? What's the story?" And they'll be like, she's good. She's great. She, couldn't be happier." There's no mention of my birth gender or anything like that. And even then, most of the time when I tutor, kids are, college kids are not gonna care really. They're in college. Their main concern is to learn and worry about whether or not they're gonna pass the class. You know, they're not worried about what gender their tutor is really. Um, so yeah, they don't really know. Depending on if I do get like a permanent job, one that I'm working with some sort of company, then they will know because they're on my identifying documents that I'm born male. I plan on getting that changed soon. I'll change, to my preferred gender name, and eventually my gender marker will change, but not in the foreseeable future because there are different rules in Arizona and California. I'm still trying to figure out which ones I need to follow. Um, Next question is, how did you come out, verbally or letter? Depending on who you talk to. I came out either via the phone, internet, or in person. My support group, which thankfully has been very supportive, and I'm very lucky to have a support group the way I do, and not many people do get that option. Um, so a lot of my friends I came out to in person here in Arizona because I live in Arizona, and that's just how it happened. was the convenient mode of coming out. My parents were via the telephone. A lot of my other family was via Facebook, which a lot of them weren't happy about, especially my brother. But we won't get into that because there's a lot of that story's a little bit more complicated than I can fit in a video. But yeah, and then other families heard through word of mouth because I am Hispanic, I am Mexican, and there's an inherent gossip component in our culture, which I'm not too keen on, but that's, that's life. That's what happens, really. How long did it take for you to come out and why? Technically, it was 11 years. I kind of figured out that I was not cisgender when I was 9 years old. I was very agender in my thought processes and how I saw myself. I didn't understand why I needed to do the boy things or why in school, in elementary school, we would line up boys and then line up girls, or like sex education was girls and then boys, and I didn't understand why I had to go with the boys. I just thought of me as me. I'm just Jay. I didn't really see myself as boy or girl. I was just me. I didn't really have gender aware. I was not aware of a gender that I was supposed to have, really. And then when I hit 16, and one of my friends had a quinceañera, and they were showing me pictures of their quinceañera, and she was in this beautiful, beautiful dress, this beautiful, beautiful ball gown, and it kind of hit me that this was supposed to be me. This was supposed to be my experience as a Hispanic trans woman. I was supposed to have a quinceañera, and I didn't, because I just didn't understand that this was what I was going through. I didn't realize that I was transgender. I just thought I was just a little bit weird. But then that's when it hit me, and I was like, I didn't want it wasn't about the attention that you would get at a quinceañera. It was about the dress. It was about feeling pretty, feeling like a girl. And that's when it just hit me. A light bulb went on, and I was like, this is me. And at 16 in 2007, I didn't think I had resources. I didn't think I could find help. And I didn't have a very good relationship with my adoptive parents. Again, long story for another time. I was living with my an aunt who adopted me for all intents and purposes. And I didn't have a very good relationship with her at the time. So I barely told her what I had for lunch. So why am I going to talk to her about this? So I bottled it up for another 4 years. And right in my sophomore year of college, I had that little meltdown after my mom had passed, and I was with my friend, and that's literally where I realized that this has to happen, because I was very depressed, very sad, very anxious. I had panic disorder, anxiety, depression, dysmorphia, dysphoria, just literally a laundry list of things that I was trying to deal with, and I wasn't. So I was in a very bad headspace, and my transition helped me through that. And I found help, and I got a lot better, and I'm still working through things. I'm not perfect, but no one is, and I'm learning to work through that. Did anyone suspect it before you came out to them? 3 people did. 3 of my very good friends. I came out to them when I went to go visit them, because we had a weekly thing where we would watch Being Human on Monday nights. Best show ever. And I told them that before the show started, and they were like, we kind of figured that out. There's like 1,000 girls living inside you all at once. There was no way that you were a boy. We figured it out. We were just waiting for you to tell us. Can we watch Being Human now? And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is how coming out works. Which is not always the case, because I had varying degrees of responses, and, that's just how it panned out for me. And the last question is, what was the hardest part about coming out? The last part that was really hard for me about coming out was telling my godmother. She's a woman of faith. She's a Christian. So you can imagine the difficulties in coming out to her. We have a nonverbal, understanding. And she's seen the pictures of me on Facebook. She's seen my gender marker. She's seen all this. We've talked a little bit, and she said, I don't want to talk to you right now, but I just want to let you know that I love you and God loves you, and that we'll talk when you come home soon. And I can only hope that she understands and continues to love me unconditionally. But that's pretty much it. That's my coming out story. I'm going to end this video soon, right now, because it's almost 11 and a half minutes long. That's a little long for a video, in my opinion. But thank you for having me again. This is the Transgender Project, and I am Jaelin, here on Tuesdays. And I will see you next week. Bye.